Oh, nice to see you. I hope you've all had a good week. It's Friday. I hope everybody's looking forward to the weekend. And everybody's got, oh wait, nothing planned because there's still nothing happening. Yeah, I know, I'm Marie. And Kathy's here with very glamorous looking hair like usual. Give me a wave if I have not. Oh, Pip's here. Hello, Pip. Back in the UK now, I glean from Facebook. I do. You see, I have my spies. Give me a wave if I haven't said hello to you before. I like to get to know some new people every project. Hello, Anne. Hello, Jill. Jill, can I just unmute you for a second? You look like you're very prepared for the evening. Would you unmute yourself and quickly say hi?
Hi, Tori.
Hi.
Hi.
What are you drinking?
Well, gooseberry gin and low-calorie tonic.
That sounds absolutely amazing. I do hope you can still concentrate on the rehearsal with all of that deliciousness
I
going in.
have a glass of water beside me.
Very responsible. I love it. Great. Thank you so much. Welcome. Nice to meet you. Give me a big old wave whenever you're next in a rehearsal and I'll say hi when I spot you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Give me a wave if we haven't met before. I'd like to meet and get to know some new people. Let's see. Stefan, what are you doing in an Upper Voices rehearsal? You're very welcome. I'm going to say hello to
you. You're breaking up.
Okay. That might be, I will do my best, but it might be your internet. I am going to say hello to Alison. Hi, Alison.
Me?
Yeah, why not? Do you mind if I spotlight you?
No, okay.
Yeah.
Frighten everyone away.
Hello, whereabouts are you joining us from?
I'm in Eastbourne in East Sussex.
Oh, that's a lovely area of the country. Yeah, and are you a new stay-at-homey?
I am.
Can't hear anything. Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And do you do a lot of singing in the real world, outside of the world of virtual choirs?
I'm a rock choir member.
Fab.
And I've been a choir member as well. But I'm not a choral singer by any. So this is a bit of a struggle, but I'm enjoying it.
Well, we've got a whole month to get to grips with it, so don't worry, you'll be absolutely fine by the end. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Great. And let's see if hopefully I've removed that spotlight. It's no offense to you. Who else can I say hello to? Let's see, give me a wave. I'm just going to go through and say quick hi to loads of people. Nem, Carol, Linda. Oh, there's somebody. Oh, we've got two people on screen here. Elizabeth, can I quickly say hi to you? Because this looks like you've got maybe the youngest stay-at-home choir member. Hi, how are you doing?
Look, Arabella. And she's got her llama.
Amazing. She's a convert. Hello, do you like singing?
Oh, she's had enough.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, thank you for joining. You've made the first 4 minutes of the rehearsal absolutely brilliant.
You want to drink it? Want to drink it? And the llama.
And the llama. Fantastic. All right. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Great. All right. Well, we better stop chit-chatting and get on with rehearsing. All right. Now, let's see how many people we've got in the room. 599. There we go. We just hit 600. Welcome to all of you. Happy Friday. I hope you've all got some things to look forward to coming up over the weekend. So here's how the session's going to work. We're going to be going for just less than an hour because the tenors and basses start at 6:30. So we've got to have time to clear the room and reset. We don't have to reset because it's Zoom. Waiting for the tenors and basses to come in. We're going to go through the song. We're going to talk a little bit about the text. We're going to look at a little bit of vocal technique that you can use to sing these lines a little easier. And you're also going to hear me singing the lines without any of the other parts supporting. So it's a nice way for you to hear these lines in an isolated way with nobody else around you. Now, when you watch this recording on catch up, you can rewind, stop, start, whatever you like, so that you can watch and rewatch me singing these lines as often as you like. I don't know why you'd want to, but if for some reason you want to listen to me singing over and over again, you're very welcome to. And it'll be available on Catch Up within 24 hours. That Catch Up is on our website, which is www.stayathomechoir.com. And you do need to log in, but it's the same thing as you would do to book a rehearsal. And hello to everybody who's watching us on YouTube. You're also very welcome. I feel like with this, we've got like patio doors and we have our YouTubers standing on the patio watching in from outside the room. So you're all very welcome. You've probably got a better view. And hopefully you'll sing along with us, along with everybody who's in the Zoom room. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start with a warm-up and then we'll have a sing through just to remind ourselves of what the piece is like. Give me a wave if you were in Gareth's rehearsal last night. I'm just going to go to the gallery view. Well, there we go. Look at this. What a diligent bunch. We've got jazz hands from nearly the entire room. Fantastic. Oh, I like watching you do jazz hands. It was an easy question. Cool. All right. Stand up, please, if you're able to. If you'd like to do this sitting down, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to just hoik my laptop screen so you can see me, and the lovely Emily is going to keep on admitting people so that they can all join us. Okay, first of all, we're going to start with the basics. Find a nice comfortable place to sit or stand. Notice I'm not saying stand up straight, I'm just saying be comfortable. Okay, so I'm just going to pop the chat off for now. It's nothing personal, it's just so that we can concentrate on warming up. There we go. It'll come on again afterwards, don't worry. And of course, you guys on the YouTube, you've got it all right because the chat stays on all the time. So if you like using the chat, head to YouTube. Going to circle our shoulders gradually, nice and gently, as much or as little as is comfortable. Just, you know, explore your limits, explore your comfortable position. Great. We're going to go for what I call a Chelsea jog, which is when you just jog very gently on your toes. You don't need to lift your toes from the floor. You're just raising your heels and you're just jumping around. Your hands go as limp as possible, as if you are far too posh to hold any tension in your hands. Let them jog around, jog to the left. Now it starts to look like a 1980s dance move. Jog to the right. Some people look like they're doing, I don't know, this looks like Thriller, doesn't it? La, 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 la. Anyway, just have a bit of a boogie with it. Let that boogie extend to your arms. You're still on that Chelsea jog, heels lifting off the floor. And we're going to gradually wind it down, getting slower and slower, like you're running out of steam, until we come to a nice standstill. Great. Now, I like to think about potential movement. Imagine that you are a rabbit in the headlights and you're going to freeze in fear. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I love it. I can see everybody's facial expressions. Relax. That has no potential movement. If somebody pushed you, gave you a poke, you'd fall over because you're locked tense. Okay, let's try going back to that position at the end of the Chelsea jog. So you're loosey-goosey, everything's hanging out. And now you're going to stand still and you're just going to imagine that I'm going to poke you on the left shoulder. 3, 2, 1. And you're relaxed enough that you're able to move. I'm going to poke you on the right shoulder in 3, 2, 1. Poke. And you're relaxed. Great. Good. That is a brilliant position for singing because you're not holding anything. You're nice and relaxed. You're poised, but not tense. Okay. It's a beautiful, delicious, lovely position to be in. Okay. So breathe in through your nose. And breathe out all of the stresses of the week. This is food for the soul as well as for the voice. Breathe in again. And breathe out. And now it's a very small step to just add a bit of voice onto that. So it's the gentlest sigh. This is not singing. You're not trying to produce a beautiful sound. Just sigh. And it sounds like this. Breathing in. Imagine you're sinking into a beautiful bubble bath or a lake or something that you think is really relaxing. Shut your eyes and do one more of those for me. Breathing in. Great. Now just reset your position so you're nice and poised but not tense. Okay, cool. And we're going to start by doing some voicing exercises using what I call the water wheel. And Jamie and I both talked about this in a past project, but I'm just going to quickly recap for those of you who are new. Can I just get a quick wave? Apologies to YouTube people who won't be able to see the gallery view, or maybe we can see the gallery view. A quick wave to people who are new this project, just so that I know how much repetition to do. New this project? Okay. I can already see a significant and very enthusiastic, very smiley bunch of you. Fantastic. Okay, great. So the water wheel is just a way that I talk about keeping the breath moving. Jamie does the same, and it sounds like this. You can also call it the dynamo, okay? So it's a V sound, triple V, and you show how the sound is moving with your hands like this. Great. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to do the noise, and I just want you to copy it back. So I'll do it once and then we'll do it again together. Okay. With me. Nice. Good. Woo! Woo! Nice. Woo! 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 Nice. Now, you've got to let go of all of your inhibitions in order to let the voice out. So can you imagine that you've seen a friend on the other side of the street and you're just going to go, yoo-hoo! 3, 2, 1, yoo-hoo! Exactly. Or maybe my mum says cooey. Does anybody say cooey? Yeah. I don't know anybody in sort of my age who says cooey apart from me, and it's because I've got it off my mum. So let's just try it. I want you to fix your eyes off screen in the corner of the room and go, cooey! 3, 2, 1, cooey! Great. Next one. Cooey! Go. Cooey! Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! Lovely. Funny because that's actually pretty close to a singing sound. Can you give me a thumbs up if that felt relatively free and easy? I'm getting lots of thumbs up. Oh, so yoo-hoo! That was a top soprano B flat down to a top soprano G flat. Okay, so that just proves to you what kind of voice is in there if you learn to let go. Okay, again, we're going to just carry on letting go because there's going to be a lot of it in this piece, especially when you get to the that bit at the end, yeah? That sounds a bit like something out of William Orbit. Okay, so we're going to use this water wheel, we're going to use an oo, and we're going to send it up and over the top, okay? It's literally like launching a water balloon off a trampoline, and it goes like this. Woo! Like that. 3, 2, 1, go! Woo! Great. Now, I'd like you to think of somebody who doesn't have the right sense of humour to be hit by a water balloon. Think of somebody you know who you think would be just a little bit, you wouldn't take it as a joke. And we're going to hit that imaginary person with the water balloon. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Woo! Great. Now, because what that does is that introduces a sense of humour into the whole thing. It introduces a little bit of cheekiness, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying ladies and gentlemen because I can see we have at least one gentleman in the room who is a stay-at-home choir veteran and is probably, if I think correctly, catching up on behalf of his partner. Yes, it's a nod. A little bit of cheekiness is always a good thing. I'm getting in close to my camera here because I'd like you to give me a cheeky smile. Like a sort of, I know something you don't know. I know just how many water balloons I've got off camera kind of smile. I love it, I love it, I love it. Good. Channel that cheekiness. What it does is it raises your facial posture, lifts your soft palate, does all sorts of boring technical physiological things like what are good for singing. You don't need to know exactly what it does. All you need to know is it's really helpful to have that smile behind your eyes when you sing. Okay, so we're going to throw one last water balloon with added cheekiness. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Woo! Great. Let's get cracking. Take a seat. Come and sit down. I hope you're all smiley, moving around and ready to make some music. All right, we're going to start like we normally do with a sing through. This is a chance for you to sing along with the bits you know, to note down the bits that you're not quite so confident on yet, and just to remind yourself of what it sounds like. And I think, people often find in these sing throughs that they're like, oh yes, I'd forgotten that corner needs a little bit of work. So it's always good to, what's the word I'm looking for? Familiarise yourself with this before we launch into rehearsal. Okay, so just as a little bit of a orientation exercise, I'm going to take you through to the learning resources from the Stay at Home Choir website homepage. Now, if you can let me know, give me a thumbs up if you can see this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to stayathomechoir.com. Sponsored by nobody. Here is the Gareth Malone project. Click. You'll see that I'm already logged in. Here you normally see Get Started. You click that button, you have the opportunity to log in, then you enter your email address, and you'll be taken back to this page, but the button has changed. It doesn't say Get Started anymore, it says Get Instructions. Click on that, and voila! A whole wealth of lovely resources for you. The one we're going to go to today are the learning videos. And we're going to use the soprano learning track for today. So if I make that full screen, hopefully everybody can see that. Oh, which reminds me, I need to just make sure that I'm sharing my sound. So I'm just going to reshare that just in case. Share sound, do this, do that. Bish bash bosh. Don't need any adverts. Thank you, YouTube. Please desist. And off we go. I'm going to... should we have Jamie's clap, just for fun? He's not here in person, so let's have him here in spirit. Here we go. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear this, and then we'll have a sing through.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
There we go. So we've got this Latin text, locus iste. Now it's unusual if you're not used to singing music that's meant for the church or you don't sing in choirs, but it's a really beautiful text. It means this place was made by God. It is inestimably sacred. It is without reproach. It is holy. And as Gareth explained last night, this is a piece that is all about taking ownership of a place for yourself. And it's something that we've all had to do over the last year. And the text is probably 1,000 years old. You know, you can imagine monks in monasteries singing it in Gregorian chant and stuff back in the medieval times, in the Middle Ages, and even earlier than that. But it's so relevant today. And I think that's a lovely thing about a text like this. It's like a lot of poetry, it can be repurposed and you can find your own meaning in it. So this place, locus, as in location, locus iste, so the place, this is the place. Yep, I'm absolutely going to go over the pronunciation right now. So we've got locus, as in location, but as in lock. Locus iste. Let's think. Yeah, like this day, but iste. A Deo, a as in a. Deo, by God. Factus. Remember, this is all going to be on catch up, so you can go and find it and take it at your own pace. A Deo factus est. Factus, facilitate, to make something happen. Factus means made. Est is. So it's basically place this, by God, made is. That's the syntax. Locus iste a Deo factus est. Okay? And then you get the big kahuna, which is the longest word, inestimabile. Inestimabile. So if you're having trouble with that long word, I would break it down. Inestimabile. And then put two together. Inestimabile. Inestimabile. Okay? And then sacramentum, like sacrament, like sacred. Inestimabile means it is unbelievably one of the translations I saw was irreprehensibly, and I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, prize for the closest translation goes to, but I don't know anybody who uses the English word irreprehensibly in their daily language, so it's sort of immeasurably sacred. Okay, inestimabile sacramentum. Okay, so if you need to watch that again, do catch it on catch up. Obviously, we've only got an hour together, so I'm not going to spend too long on it, but it's all recorded. Okay, so the other thing I want to mention before we start singing is staggered breathing. I've already seen a few comments on the Facebook group that say, oh my goodness, the breathing is going to be tricky in this. Now, I want to give you permission right now to breathe as often as you like in the middle of phrases. Yeah, I know, right? Christine is like, woohoo, go that. In the middle of phrases, in the middle of words, in the middle of syllables, it's all fine. And the reason for that is because we're singing together and there are 654 people in the room and some more on YouTube, I think, but I'm afraid I don't have the screen, so I can't see how many, but hi. So the chances you all decide to breathe in the same place are very small. So trust your colleagues, even though you can't hear them when you record. Okay, so let's just practice that first phrase, because we all know the tune. So we've got Locus iste ade. Now you've got a lovely crotchet rest or a quarter note rest there. You can breathe in that space. However, if you need to breathe beforehand, don't worry. Fret ye not. what I tend to do is just relax and let the air in without gasping for breath. You don't need to be quick. If I was singing this in a choir, I would do something like this. No fret, no worries, no rush. And because of that, I stopped in a very sort of fuss-free way and started again. So if someone else is singing along with me, you don't hear any lumps or bumps. And the trick to how I did that is because I didn't try and take a breath. I just relaxed. The thing is, when you're singing, if you just go, let's just do a little quick experiment to demonstrate this. Could you just go shh and then stop, but don't breathe in? 3, 2, 1, go. Shh. Okay, relax. At that point, the pressure inside your lungs is higher than the pressure of the air around you because you have compressed your lungs and you've pushed the air out. High pressure. What happens when you open a bottle that's been at high pressure? It goes, the air floods back in. Does that bottle take a breath? No. The laws of physics do the breathing for you, okay? If you have expelled air from your lungs, you can be breathed. You don't need to actively breathe, okay? So let's just practice singing that all together. And when you need to take a breath, we use the word release in the stay-at-home choir, and Gareth used it last night because our singing pedagogy is a line and it's great. Release is passive. Take a breath is and you hear it. Okay, so let us be breathed passively. Here we go. Let's sing it all together. 1, 2, 3. Go on, please. Okay, some of you, if you were singing along with me, might not even have heard me breathe. And that's what we're aiming for, just being super gentle. I breathe about 5 times. Now, it changes slightly in the second phrase. We've got ba 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 ba, and then the second time it's ba 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 ba. And then slightly different rhythm at the end. You've got a quick tuss. Okay, so watch out for the quick tuss. All right, now altos. What a gorgeous line you have here. Gareth writes well for altos. I think he really likes the sound of the alto voice. Okay, my tip to you here is do not drop into your boots. Gareth has talked to us about a simple, unfussy, smooth sound. And it's not going to work if you go and like low notes, yes. Not good. Would you do me a favour? Everybody on the in the Zoom room, whether you're a soprano or an alto or a tenor, if you, I'd like you to do a buzzy slide down the octave. So it's going to sound like this. Back to the sound we used for the water wheel earlier on. Ready and. Some sopranos have just surprised themselves by hitting a bottom A. Use that buzzy sound, and this time I'd like you to follow the height of my hand. So if I go lower, you go lower. If I go higher, you go higher. Ready, and. Breathe when you like. All right, now an octave, which is 8 notes, or this, is not as far apart as you think. If anything, your voice box is a vibraty instrument. High vibrations, fast vibrations are high sounds, slow vibrations are low sounds. You know, that's just, again, we're back to the rules of physics. So actually, you're just vibrating your vocal cords a bit slower. There's nothing to do with high and low, so there's no point reaching around for it as if it was up here or down there. It's just not the way your voice works, okay? So altos, la, cus. If you could just slide down that octave and try and keep it at exactly the same level. In fact, I'd like you to do it and draw yourselves a washing line across the screen as you do it. It looks like this. La, cus. Here we go. Ready, and la, cus. Nice. I'm a fan of negative practice, so we're going to have a fun one, which is dropping it into our boots, and it's going to look like this. La, cus. Have a go. La, cus. Now, if you were just listening to that, I hope you'll agree that the second one didn't sound as nice. But that first one, I didn't collapse my posture. Second one, I was like, ah. I was physically showing the pitch of the voice with my body, and it changed the way that I sounded. Okay, so keep it all on the same level. The melody is actually la, cus, iste. So you've got time for 2 lengths of the screen. Here we go. Ready, and la, cus, iste. Nice. Well done, altos. Good job. All right. Sopranos, at that point, you don't sing anything. And then I'm going to persevere with the altos just for the moment, because this is a bit of a crunchy harmony. They go la, cus, iste. So you only have 2 notes, but the sopranos are fiddling around on top, making life complicated. Okay? So your notes are la, cus, iste. Would you altos please just sing that nice and quickly for me? Ready, and la, cus, iste. Do it again at that ridiculously fast speed. Ready, and la, cus, iste. I'm going to do the same to the sopranos. You guys get la, cus, iste. Ready, and la, cus, iste. One more time for good luck. This is for sopranos. Ready, and la, cus, iste. Now you just have to not get lost when they're really long notes. So the altos are down here, and then you clash like this. So we've got sopranos and altos, and then it just resolves beautifully. Yeah, and it becomes more harmonious, but you've got to have the clash. You've got to have the pain to have the pleasure, guys. So, altos on an E and the sopranos on an A. This is bar or measure 29. A tempo, so I'm going to give you 4 beats in. 1, 2, 3, breathe. La, cus, iste. Okay, so This time, if you are a soprano, I'd like you to sing la da 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 against me, and then I'll swap and I'll sing the soprano line, and it's the alto's turn to practice duetting. Okay, so you can choose which line you want to sing. I'm going to do the alto line first, and then I'm going to swap to soprano. So here we go, bar or measure 29. There's an E and there's an A. Now don't sing this loudly, it's marked mezzo piano, which means middle quiet, medium quiet. There's an E and an A, 2, 3, go. La, cu, si, ste. Good. Sopranos, I hope you had fun duetting. We're now going to swap over. So this is the altos singing, and I'm going to sing the soprano line. So altos, there's your starting note. 2, 3. La, cu, si, ste. Nice. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you got a little bit of duetting practice there. Was that good? Yep, feeling good, feeling like we managed to actually harmonise. Loving it, I'm seeing lots of thumbs up. If we're getting a little bit of this, don't worry, it's still only week 1, we've got loads of time to practice. I've just seen someone's printed out a poster of the album art and put it up behind them, that's really cool. Okay, so I'm going to pay a little bit of attention to the sopranos now at bar or measure 33. We have a little bit of a leap moment. The sopranos sing la, cu, si, ste, a, de, e, o, factus est. Okay, now first of all, I am an alto, so I have to take a lot of breaths to negotiate being up there. It's right in a sort of gear change part of my voice. There is absolutely no shame in taking lots of breaths, especially before the octave leap you've got from la così ste a de. Okay, so I'd like to just do this. I'm going to do a little exercise to an ooh, and it's very similar to the warm-up. So let's just remind ourselves of the warm-up. If you'd like to stand up for this, do. Otherwise, sit up, be alert and attentive, because we're about to wave to our friends on the other side of the room again. Okay, I'm going to stand up so I can give it full impact. And actually, this will help your singing if you can stand. Otherwise, just make sure you're sitting really well. So we're going to go as if somebody has told you a really juicy bit of gossip. You're going to go, ooh! Have a go. Ready? And ooh! Good. I'm on page 1 a lot, so I'm going to go to page 20. 20 pages in a Zoom, isn't that hilarious? I'm going to go to page 20 and see who I can see on page 20. I can see Zoe, Sarah, Terry's iPhone, Julie, Jackie, oh hello Jackie, Lynn, iPad 2, Ruth and Patricia, who has a lovely Chesterfield armchair. Oh, and Emily's on page 20, hello. Great, so I'd like all of page 20, you don't know who you are, but never mind, to lean in and give me a big woo! 3, 2, 1, woo! Good. So, the juicy gossip is going to arrive bang on bar 35, 36. 36. You go, la, cu, si, ste, like that, okay? And I want you to engage gossip meter, bang on that point that you go swooping up to the high note, okay? Until then, you are just a little chorister, a little choir boy singing in church this lovely Latin text, Loco Siste. Are you ready? If the altos want to join in, you're starting on an F. Loco Siste, Ade. And then from Ade, you've got the tune. Ade, o factus est. altos. Okay, so you're starting on an F there, altos. Sopranos, you're with me. Ready to engage the gossip meter. 1, 2, 3. Breathe when you like. Stay. Great. All right. So we're using what we learned in the warm-up to help us get up to that top note, okay? We're going to do that one more time because your body loves repetition. That's how it learns. Same thing again. Altos, I hope you're fine on your la così stay. There's the soprano. Starting at bar or measure 33. 1, 2, 3. La così stay. Nice! I hope you were thinking of a really juicy piece of gossip. Right, now the trick for applying these techniques is to get your singing as close as possible to the exercise that we were thinking about. So instead of going straight to stay, when you're completely disconnecting those two notes, inch yourself closer and closer and closer. So this time we're going to do the ooh, but we're going to hit the right note. La così stay with the slide. Here we go. There's the alto note. 1, 2, 3. La così stay. All right. Now you might find that if you put your hands here, that you are feeling a sort of engagement, tension or expansion round here. Now that might remind you of the warm-up that Gareth did last night. Stick a finger in your side and cough. Feel that engagement? That is really good. That is your muscles in your body, not your diaphragm, because you have no motor control over your diaphragm. Remember that. They are the muscles in your body acting on your lungs in order to control your air. Because what is a cough? A cough is air. Okay, one more time. Hand on your side and cough. And good. Can you give me one of those yoo-hoos from across the street? 3, 2, 1. Yoo-hoo! You feel the same kick? Because it's all relating to how your body supports the sound. Support is a very unhelpful word. Your muscles help to shift air out of your lungs. It's as simple as that. For this high note, we need to shift quite a bit of air, so we need a bit more engagement, okay? So here we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to go back to our old friend, the water wheel. Now, there's a lot of different concepts to take on in one rehearsal, but it is the first rehearsal, so we like to throw a lot of technique at you straight away. This time, we're going to show that air with our hands. Still going to go to ooh, and we're going to just see if we can finish off that phrase, because it's got the melody at the end, so it's a bit that we know. Here we go. Altos, if you want to join in, we're on an F. 1, 2, 3. Low, nice and slow, cool, nice and easy, slow, Z, stay, here we go. Hopefully you'll feel your body responds and your body is engaging to keep that air moving, okay? Again, it's something that your body will take a while to learn if this concept is new to you. So don't beat yourself up if you don't get it straight away. Slides, woo! They're called, the posh term for them is sirens, like woo, woo. Sirens are your friend because they're very natural sounds and they keep the air moving in the way it was built to do. And natural singing is healthy singing, okay? So when you're practicing these bits, we want to keep lots of loosey-goosey, lots of air flowing, lots of sirens, okay? So let's look at Haha. We're going to tackle just sort of the first half of the piece in today's sectional. So the other bit that I want to look at is for the alto, going from the double bar line, which is at bar 41. Bar or measure 41. Now there's an Italian term here, più mosso, which means moving a little faster. Mosso as in movement, and più is a little. So there's also a glossary on the website which has some useful Italian terms that you might like to know. I'm going to go back to page 1 because I can't see whether I've chopped my own head off the top of the... Oh, I haven't. I have got my head visible. That's nice. Yes, più mosso. So, altos, you're moving very fluidly, but you've got a long, sustained line, and it sounds like this. In estimabile, in estimabile. You're like a beautiful piece of silk and the sopranos are being embroidered onto the top of you. You're very smooth, very soft and beautiful. Those two phrases only have one note difference. Have another listen. In estimabile, in estimabile. Okay, so breathe when you need to, but this needs to feel like the water wheel is just tipping over. There's no chest, there's no effort. It's just light and smooth, even though you're in a relatively low place in your voice. Okay, I'm still thinking of my washing line instead of the sooner if you start feeling like you're singing into your chin, you will sound like you are singing into your chin. An example is if I sing sort of into, opera singers call it the mask, which is exactly where you would put a carnival mask. There are sinuses, which are literally holes that resonate the sound all the way around here. If you sing into the mask, it sounds like this. In fact, I'll move from the mask to the throat and you can hear the difference. In estimabile. Okay, so keep it poised. All right, sopranos. In estimabile, in estimabile. Now, do not hold that second mobile on too long. It's only notated as one beat. This is bar 44. That is only one beat, and you will miss the next entry if you spend too long being a soprano on the top notes. Mobile. Oh, where was I? Yeah? Make sure you come off. Here we go, sopranos. You have an F natural the first time. You have an F sharp the second time, bar 45. If sharps and flats don't mean anything to you, don't worry. It's really easy to hear the difference by listening to the guide tracks. Here we go. Altos, you're going to be starting here. Sopranos, you're going to be starting here. I'll give you 4 beats in, but sopranos, your first beat is a breath. 1, 2, 3, and... In estimabile, in estimabile, in estimabile sacramentum. And that last one you hold on for ages. Okay? So, again, if a lot of these phrases for sopranos end up on the highest note at the end of the phrase. That's a challenge for your breath control. So take breaths in the middle of the phrase if you need to. Another trick that I use is to swap things around. So for example, let's just quickly finish. I know I said we'd cover the first half of the piece, but there's one key bit which I think it's good to look at early on, because it's in a high range for both the sopranos and the altos, and it directly relates to what I'm just talking about. And that is bar 76 and 77. When the sopranos have got and you hold it on for ages, and the sopranos, the altos, sorry, have got okay. Jamie's just said knock knock. Just winding up in a few minutes. Oh, it's like almost like the tenors and basses are waiting outside the rehearsal room. Cool. So I'd just like to offer you this to practice with before we see each other next. It's really hard singing the highest note at the end of a phrase. So let's switch it round onto its head. So you've got what you do then is you breathe for the high note. Let's try it. Ready and release. Good. It also allows you to learn all of the other things about that last note other than how high it is, which is how long you hold it on for and what dynamic it needs to be. It needs to be double F, which is fortissimo, which is quite loud. It's not as loud as it can possibly go. Berlioz writes 5 Fs in terms of how loud you can get, but it is quite loud. So let's practice all of those other things, which is you hold it on for 4 beats and a pause, and it's forte. Here we go. Ready and release. Good. 4 beats and a pause. And we're going to try the same thing for the altos. So you've got ready and release. Cool. You've learnt the notes, Morecambe and Wise style. All the right notes, but not necessarily in the right order. But it does help. We now know other information about that final note, how long it is and how loud it is. So you've got 2 things you don't need to think about as much. And the other thing, oh, that sounds rancid. I'm really sorry, everybody. It's alto in the building. I'm breathing. I'm breathing so much. There are 3,000 of us. Somebody will cover your tracks. Okay? So what you need to do is just release, keep topping up the breath. And even if you need to go, I'm joking, maybe don't take that many breaths, but the principle is a good one. Do not feel like you have to get through that all in one go, because if you do, you'll start sounding worse and worse and worse as you run out of breath. And what Gareth said in his rehearsal yesterday is we want your best sound at all times, and digital magic will cover the rest. Okay, so relax, enjoy it, have fun, woohoo, let fly, because then we'll get your best sound. Okay, let's just quickly do that for the altos. We've got Adeo factus est. Great, good. I'm really glad that we've covered that. You can watch this back, and just to confirm, we've talked about text, we've talked about the pronunciation, we've talked about staggering breathing and how to use the air naturally to be really useful. We've gone over a couple of notes between the first bit and bar 40. And then we've also looked a little bit at bar, what was it? Where was it? 70 something, wasn't it? 75 through to 79, okay? So when you wind back, those are the little bits that you're going to find in this rehearsal. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm afraid I'm going to have to hit the button straight away. We can stop the stream now. Goodbye to everybody watching on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Oh, that's nice. Everyone's waving. I'm going to need to hit the big red button straight away because the tenors and basses have got to come into this room. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you again. Bye, have a lovely weekend. Bye, everybody. Bye, everyone. Thank you.